What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to this Arsenal preview. As you can see, I'm joined by two of our good friends, Claude and Terry. Claude, how are you, first of all?
I'm okay, mate. Okay, how are you? By the way, congratulations. I haven't spoken. I don't think I've spoken to you since, but congratulations on winning the league. Well deserved. And,
thank you, mate.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you because at one time it looked like you weren't be able to do it, complete the season. So I'm glad you won it because you deserve to win it for all your efforts this season. Well done.
Thank you, mate. And you've always been really kind to us. I remember we spoke a few months back. You said that you always had a bit of extra respect for Liverpool since we clapped you guys off when you came to Anfield, beat us 2-0 and won the first division title.
Yeah, I always had a lot of time for Liverpool. I actually think, in a way, they're a great football club, and I love the way all your fans sing before the start of the game, and it's when they're coming out, that anthem that they always sing. It's a lovely ground, and you always know Liverpool fans. For me, they know their stuff. They do know their stuff. Even Everton, even people of Liverpool, they all know their stuff. They all know their football stuff. Very knowledgeable.
Thank you very much, sir. And Terry, how are you? Have you recovered from the North London derby? I couldn't not bring it up, mate. Sorry, I had to.
No, I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. Look, it's a work in progress the way I look at it with the Arsenal-Tottenham game. It's a work in, with Arsenal at the moment. It's work in progress. Arteta's come in and he's got to work with a load of shit, let's be honest. But I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit more in the thing. But I'm fine, mate. I just want to say thank you to you and Conor for letting us come on. We really appreciate all the help that you've given us since we've started nearly 3 months ago. Anything that we needed, you've been there on the end of the phone, especially you and Conor, and I want to thank you for that. And also in your chat room, every time I pop in there and come and say hello, I mean the welcome that I get and Claude gets and Diesel gets is unbelievable. So I just want to say thank you to all your loyal fans, and thank you to you two.
Oh, pleasure. And as you can see, Mr. Conor Crosby has decided to grace us with his presence for this one. Conor, how are you?
I'm not too bad, yeah. Champions. Can't be unhappy, really.
We definitely are champions, mate. We definitely are champions, and we're not going to stop saying this, by the way, for the next 12 months. As unbearable as everybody thinks we're going to be, yeah, we're going to be that unbearable. But look, we're here to have a look ahead to the game on Wednesday at the Emirates, gents. And Terry, I wanted to get your take on how seriously Arteta is going to treat this, because you guys have a big game coming up at the weekend in the FA Cup, a guaranteed route into Europe if you can win that. And it's a tricky tie against Manchester City, who we know after today will definitely be in Europe next season. And I'm not at all saying that from a begrudging smile here. But Terry, how seriously do you think, maybe seriously is not the right word, but how strong do you think Arteta is going to go on Wednesday night?
Listen, for me, I said it straight after the game on our live watch-along. The league is now over for us. Let's forget about wherever we're going to finish, however high we're going to finish, or however low we're going to finish. Don't worry about it. Let's put out David Luiz, because I don't want him anywhere near the team on Saturday.
Please do.
I don't want him anywhere near the team on Saturday. So please let him play Wednesday night. Mustafi, all of them, I'm not bothered. Play the young guns. I don't mean this disrespectfully to any Liverpool fan or anything like that. I don't care about the game on Wednesday now. I know we'll do the live watch along, but I don't care if we lose 5-6-0. I really don't. It is not going to affect me any way whatsoever. The eggs are all in my basket for Saturday now. I know it's going to be a really hard game against City. We know that, we're really big underdogs and everyone's going to expect it to be 5 or 6-0 on that day and all, especially with our bloody defence, the way it is at the moment. But it's a one-off game. It's a one-off game on the FA Cup, you know what I mean? So anything could happen. So for me, it doesn't matter, like I said, for what team Arteta puts out. I don't want a strong squad. It wouldn't bother me if he left Aubameyang out, Saka out, all our main players, just in case they do pick up an injury. So it really wouldn't bother me, mate. And just quickly, before you go, FFP, I don't want no Arsenal fan ever telling me again about FFP, and we've got to worry about the financial ruins and God knows what, and we can only do this and that. Because if we're only going to get a £10 million fine, then I say go out and get whatever player you want and sacrifice £10 million. It's not a problem.
it's all bullshit, and I'll tell you why that's bullshit with the FFP. It's all bull, and it should never have come out in the first place, to be honest with you. Because what right have you got to tell a business how to invest their money? It's bullshit. For all the years that Man United have been successful, you think that they've not bought their success? All the years Liverpool, or even Liverpool or whatever, they've all bought players. You know what I'm saying? It's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. This FFP it's not what it's irrelevant now. It should be pushed aside now, because after that, what's happened today is irrelevant. And I'm actually on Man City side, because I don't think anyone should be able to tell who can spend what. We're all having a go. It's like you wouldn't tell Tesco's you can't invest in this, you can't invest in that, can you? You wouldn't tell, or big companies, you wouldn't tell them you have a limit to what you can do and what you can't do. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what I would say is, I suppose, from UEFA's point of view, it was ideally brought in to protect clubs from going out of business. So it was brought in to stop clubs overstretching themselves, like we've seen with Leeds United and over the years.
And that's bullshit, because the only ones that get punished are the ones like that. Are the ones that get the lower clubs. Anyway, when they overstep it, they're the only ones that get punished. So that's all rubbish. That's all wrong anyway.
I absolutely agree with you on that.
If that was Bury going up, they wouldn't say, "Oh well, we'll overturn this and overturn that." Or look at Bury; they've gone out of business. If Leeds United, for example, done it, they would be or anyone in the Championship had done it, they would be saying, "No, you're banned."
But it looks like it's
because that, mate. This is all that matters. And at the end of the day, this is anything that's organised by that corrupt guy called Platini. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say this now because he was proven guilty. It should never be on anywhere near. I mean, he's the one that brought this thing. He's the one. A great player, but what he done at UEFA was an absolute disgrace.
I think this is probably the final nail in the FFP coffin anyway. So I think
let's hope so. And let's now people can spend what they want now and let them get on with it. And Liverpool can spend, Arsenal can spend. Everyone should be free to do what they want with their money, whatever. Who are people to tell you how to spend your money? Absolute rubbish. As for the Arsenal thing, the team on tomorrow, Wednesday, I can understand how Terry's feeling, but the problem is, because of the injuries we've got and the squad, the Premier League squad that we've put in, we won't be able to change it anyway, because there's no players available that can come in. You can only play players in your 25-man squad, yeah? So
them and the kids, yeah.
So 20 of those players were on
the bench. Yeah, you're at 9 subs now, aren't you? On the bench.
There's 20 of them players were on duty Saturdays, and a lot of them players wouldn't be able to play in those sort of positions that how can I say? You've got Eddie suspended, yeah? Eddie Nketiah suspended, so you can't play him, right? A lot of our young players are out on loan, so you can't play them. So you're left with what we've got at the moment. With the injuries to Mari, there's Callum Chambers is out injured as well. So we have no choice but to play that 20-man squad that we played on Sunday, possibly play 3 or 4 players from the subs bench, but that would mean us playing them all. It doesn't matter really, but playing them all out of position. But at the end of the day, also, if we get really hammered, that doesn't do us any good, any favours either. It's I don't know. It's a difficult one. I can understand Terry's point though, because we want our players all fit for the big one on Saturday. But even if we got everyone fit for Saturday, I'm not being funny. I can only see one result there. I mean, you're saying David Luiz and Sunday. I mean, on Saturday about not playing them Saturday, right? But who are we going to play? Tell me who we play.
I'll play Holding and Mustafi because that's all we've got. That's who I
That's what
play.
I'm saying. You don't want. I think Mustafi's just as bad as Luiz.
But I think with Mustafi,
Holding's hardly match fit. And that's going to be hard as well. He's not match fit. He's not played.
I think with Mustafi, Mustafi plays better when he's got a stronger defender next to him. And David Luiz, I just think he knows that he's worried in his head before anything.
We've still got to play Kolasinac because we've got no one else.
No, I won't play him. I'd play a back four. I'd go for it.
Well, yeah, but after he's played 3 for all this time, you think he's going to change to 4? I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, the way we defend, can we play with a 4 against Man City?
I have to say, Conor, I'm looking forward to this more now Wednesday. It sounds like Arsenal are really in a bit of trouble.
Well, but having said all that, I'm watching Liverpool on Saturday, and I get the feeling that they're on the beach.
Yeah, it's difficult. I have to say,
and you know what? It's very difficult, and this is what I find. When you've already won that title, it's very difficult to get that same intensity. It's all very well saying, "Oh, they're going to go after this 100 points," but psychologically, those players, they've won the title, and it's very difficult to get that intensity that they've had all season, as if they're chasing something. I thought even against what was it? Who was it?
Burnley.
They beat, before Burnley.
Brighton or Villa.
Was it Villa? They beat 2-0, wasn't it?
We played Burnley, Brighton, Palace, Villa recently.
No, who was before Burnley? Who was it that game before Burnley?
Conor, was it Brighton or was it Villa before Burnley?
Villa? It was Villa 2-0, wasn't it?
Villa 2-0. Yeah. Even that game, Liverpool would normally win 5 or 6, wouldn't they, against teams like that? But even
we went to the Amex. Yeah, we went to the Amex. It was the Amex, wasn't it? Yeah, 3-1.
That was impressive. That was impressive. And then they anyway. But I don't know. I mean, that game's Wednesday night. I'm not sure how, because Arsenal have no real pressure in the league. They might actually play a bit. I don't know. I think Liverpool will win the game, and they have to win it, don't they, to keep that 100 points.
To break it, yes, we could technically beat Chelsea and beat Newcastle on the last day of the season and get to 100, but that would be very, Conor, for me, mate, that would be really anticlimactic if we equaled Manchester City's record. I want us to go and beat it.
Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you do get to 100,
but obviously, when you're that close, it'd be a bit sickening to miss out on it. But I think Claude is kind of right. We are kind of on the beach to an extent. Obviously, yes, they want to push on and get the points right, but there's 90% going in their head.
I don't blame the team for being with it, because that is any team would happen. I remember Arsenal when they won when they went invincible. Just after winning the title at Tottenham, they played Birmingham City at home, and it was one of the worst games you could ever watch because the intensity had gone. But after that, we started getting draws, a lot of draws, just to get unbeaten. But you could see that the intensity was dropping. It was very difficult.
Conor, what I've gone through in the preview show we did earlier, mate. I went through the starting 11 that I think or predict Klopp will go with. What are your thoughts on it? Can you see many changes?
It'd be interesting to see. I think he might stick with Neco Williams, to be honest. Just give him another run. Curtis Jones needs one more appearance, I think, for a medal, so he'll probably play as well. I think we'll go fairly full strength. I'd say the front three will probably start, which will be enough to give me confidence to go win the game anyway, considering Arsenal's form. But there could be too many surprises. I'd say maybe a few of the young lads, but nothing major change, I don't think.
Actually, funnily enough, Claude was talking about the performance against Burnley at the weekend, and I actually thought we played okay. I thought we missed far too many chances. I thought Nick Pope, excellent performance, great goalkeeper, nothing but credit to him. It always happens, though, doesn't it, where you're 1-0 up like that in a game, Conor, and I said it during the watch-along, we need to get this second because Premier League is many teams go and pinch one on the break like that.
It comes back to haunt us, really, doesn't it, just missing them chances. But I thought we were fairly excellent for most of that game. All of our build-up play was good, the passing was good. Curtis Jones, I thought he got a lot of room to move around and make the game what he wants. He made a lot of good playthroughs, and we should have scored more. We should have.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. The intensity. I mean, I'm not saying that you had chances, but that finishing, if you're really up to it, that finishing, you would have finished them off. But maybe I didn't put myself. Didn't say it right. But anyway.
Oh, do you know what, Claude? I actually think this is another example of realising what Jordan Henderson brings to the team. And when he's not there, you see, we would have gotten over the line. I fully believe we would have gotten that win if Hendo was on that pitch, because he wouldn't have let those guys rest on their laurels for a second.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he's been your best player of the season, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, definitely player of the season for me. I know people are saying. I know people are saying the forward.
Mano.
Yeah, but I think Henderson. I think Henderson is one. It's like when we had Kevin Richardson in 89. I thought he's the one that really got us over the line. Players like him, they never get the credit. They're unsung heroes, but they put the work rate in that allow these players to play their football. And Henderson is one of them players, and I think he's a terrific player.
He's a great captain. We've seen Jamie Carragher, Conor, this week come out and say, being in the dressing room with Hendo as well, that what he brings, he just doesn't let people rest on their laurels. He doesn't let the intensity levels go down. He's always speaking up. He's always encouraging people. And if you hear somebody like Jamie Carragher, who's been in dressing rooms with Stevie G's, been in dressing rooms with some boring leaders and boring winners, that's high praise indeed.
Yeah, like you need that energy, that passion. It's like I've seen a stat recently that I think our win percentage with Henderson was up in the 90s, and without him was 60%. I think like it massively drops. And I think if you can even look at Man City losing Vincent Kompany, like they're just falling apart this season compared to last season without that leadership. Like it's so undervalued. Like people can say what they want about Henderson not being the most technically good player in the world. Like, obviously, De Bruyne is a better player on the ball, all that stuff. You can't compare that, but like. As a whole all-round player and leadership and all that he brings, and he raises everyone's level. That's the main thing he does. That's his genius. Like
Terry, what scoreline are you going to predict, mate, for the game on Wednesday? What are your thoughts on it? Now, obviously, it's very difficult. I get the position that you're in because you do have one eye at the weekend, and if we were in your position, we would as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just going to go purely on that. I'm hoping that he picks a weak team. He's not bothered about it, to be honest. I'm not, and like I said, I'm not bothered about the scoreline. I'm not bothered about performance. Not taking anything away from Liverpool because obviously you've been brilliant this season, and you'll probably have a great game. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
And Claude, what about you?
I don't think. I think he'll try to get a bit of confidence into the team, so he'll play a full team. I think he will play a full team. I know Terry don't want it, but I think what ARTETA is looking for is a bit of let us get back on our feet, get a bit more confidence for Saturday. I believe Liverpool might not be at their best. I don't think they'll play with that intensity that I'm going on about. I actually think this could be a draw, 1-1.
And Mr. Crosby, how about you?
I'd say I don't think we're going to destroy them. I'd say it'll be like maybe 2 or 3-1. I go 2-1.
I think I went 3-1 in my preview. And gents, before you go, actually, I wanted to just touch on something that we spoke about before, and that's young Saka. The last time we spoke, he hadn't committed his future to Arsenal. It was obvious that Arteta wanted him to. I was sitting here hoping that Liverpool went in and made a move for the kid because I really like him. But Terry and Claude, whichever one of you wants to answer this first, go ahead. I just wanted your thoughts on him signing that new deal.
I think the reason, and I'm glad he has signed because he's a very young, talented player. But I feel he knew. I think deep down, I knew if he'd gone to a bigger club, that he would have probably not get so many games. And I think he wants to develop more. I think he's got, and it's no disrespect to the other clubs, but I think he's got more chance of developing as a player at Arsenal because he'll get more first team football, where he might have gone somewhere like Liverpool and just probably on the bench a lot. No, it wouldn't have been any good for him. So I think it's a great deal for Arsenal, and I hope he gets better and better. And I think he's definitely going to be worth a lot of money in the future. I just hope Arsenal are very astute with him. You know what I mean?
And Terry?
I'm very black and white on this, to be honest, Craig. I'm going to be totally truthful. I think if Emery was still our manager, he would be your player. He would be your player by now. There was no way in this world that he would have signed for Arsenal under Emery and the way that he used to play. You could see that he was frustrated under Emery. But I think Arteta coming in, this is why I wanted him. I think he can see his philosophy. I think he can see the plan that Arteta's got. The statements I'm seeing coming out of the club with Martinez, our goalkeeper, who's been brilliant since he's come in, since Leno has been injured. He's come out and said that they knew how good Arteta would be as a manager, but seeing him in training and what he wants to do with us, he thinks it's absolutely fantastic. Tierney has come out and said that if he was still, when he was there under Emery and Wenger regime, they wanted him to slow down in training, not be as hard as Niles like he was. But all that's changed now under Arteta. And I think Saka is buying into that and all. So me personally, I think the whole reason why he has signed for Arsenal is because Arteta is there. That's just my opinion. He's obviously put his arm around him and said, look, stick with me. Because this is the thing. I kept saying this to Arsenal fans. When Arteta was at Man City, Sterling publicly come out on Twitter, the same as a few of the other players. And he said that when he was at Liverpool, he's a rough diamond, basically, Sterling. I know that might not be good for Liverpool fans to hear, but he left in different circumstances. But he said at Man City, Arteta was the man that made him into the player he is now. And a few players have come out and said that. So for me, I fully buy into Arteta. I fully buy into his philosophy. I fully buy into, hopefully, the backing of the board. And if they do, I can see that Arteta can do good things with Arsenal. So that is why, for me, I think Saka signed.
And Conor, if the worst comes to the worst, and we've both predicted a win for Liverpool on Wednesday, but if the worst comes to the worst, mate, and we were to lose the game, would you be disappointed that we hadn't eclipsed that Manchester City points record?
I won't be disappointed, but I think you seem to be a lot more invested in this than me. Like, I'm just happy we won the league, to be honest. That was always the goal. Like, records are nice, but at the end of the day, it's just the league's wrapped up. That's the main thing. Hopefully we do, but I won't be crying over it if we don't get it, but obviously it'd be nice to get it.
You know me though, mate. I never like to stand still. So we've won the league. That's brilliant. Tick that box off. But then, like our channel or anything else, I'm on people's back immediately looking for a little improvement, so looking to go a little bit better. And Claude touched on something earlier on, actually, that I think makes some sense, and it worries me. We know there's a short turnaround between the end of this season and the start of next season, and Claude and yourself, Conor, kind of touched on the fact that maybe the lads are on the beach a little bit, although the manager, of course, would never admit that or allow it to be mentioned. But what worries me is you can't turn form on and off. And we heard the manager come out and say that they're almost using the break that they had as a bit of a pre-season to get ready for the new season. And if we take our foot off the pedal at the end of this season, Conor, it worries me about the start of next season.
You say that though, but that pre-season for this season, we basically lost every game. Then suddenly we're winning every game in a row. So it obviously can turn it back on.
And for you guys, from an Arsenal perspective, Claude, are you worried about Arsenal taking their end of season form into the start of next season, or do you think Arteta will make it a fresh start?
Well, I don't know when next season's going to start for
I think it's supposed to be the 12th of September, I think.
I doubt it, because the Champions League won't finish till the end of August, is it? So are they not going to have no break at all then?
I genuinely don't know, mate, how it's going to work for United in the Europa League, for Wolves in the Europa League, and then Manchester City, of course, in the Champions League. I know Chelsea are technically still in it, but they're not beating Bayern.
I've got a feeling we won't start till October, and we'll end up playing more than 2 games a week. If you notice, I've looked at the Champions League, the group stages. What they're doing with the group stages is to because it's a late start, and this could be a lot worrying for the top teams next season, because what they will have to do is they're going to, instead of having those 2-week breaks, they're going to have 6 weeks straight on the top for the 6 match days. Match day 1 to 6, and it'll be week after week after week after week after week. So them top sides that are in the Champions League could struggle, because they're going to have to play every league, Champions League, Champions League. There's no gap in it at all. So it's all going to be played in 6 straight games. So it'll be interesting to see how the teams that are involved in the Champions League cope with all that.
One thing, actually, Terry, that always made me smile about the European domestic is there seems to be no problem with Champions League clubs playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. But when it comes to the Europa League and Thursday, Sunday, we see the league results fall off a cliff for some reason. I could never get my head around that.
No, how can I, mate? I don't understand it. People say that there's a bit of a lag with, playing on the Thursday to the Monday or whatever, but I just can't understand it. I'm old school, like probably most of you.
I think I know the answer to that, because when it's a Thursday to Sunday, a lot of teams train on that Friday, and because they can't train because they're coming straight back on the Thursday night and the Friday, they have that Friday off, so they go in on the training Saturday, and then they have to play the Sunday, and I think it disrupts them a bit. That's why I think that's the only reason that happens, and why the difference. That's why people don't like doing Thursday and Sunday. That's the only thing I can see.
Sometimes, though, I suppose, Terry, there's when you're in the Europa, sometimes if you're away in particular, the trips can be that bit longer as well.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. But I'm old school, mate. Players used to play two or three times a week and every week. Do you know what I mean? I remember the days when you had just 14 numbers, and then 14 numbers would be taken up by that one person for the whole season mainly. And they didn't used to moan about how many games there was or when you was playing and things like that. So I don't know what the big deal is nowadays with this. I don't know why there is
Terry didn't have Champions League then. It was knockout stages as well. Remember that as well. Yeah. They didn't have the group stage Champions League and things like that as well. So you need bigger squads. But before it was just a complete knock. Remember in the old days it was first round, second round, and then it was third round, and then quarterfinals, semis. It's about 7 games, in the whole total in the European game. Whereas now you've got the 6 plus this and that. You've got the 2. Not only that, with the home and away, 6 games home and away, and then you've got the knockout stage, which you've got the 16, and in Europa League you've got 32. Remember, 16, 8, and quarterfinals 2. So it piles up, mate. So it's a lot more games as well.
Yeah, it's a lot more games. But don't forget, these players years ago, they used to be on a team sheet no matter what. They didn't hardly get any injuries.
That's true. Yeah, but also you've got to realise I think the reason we get it's a weird one. I think the more fitter you are now, you're more liable to pick up an injury than in the old days when they. I can't explain it. It's something someone was trying to explain it to me inside. That because they're more athletic now. They're more athletic now, aren't they, than they used to be, right? And the more athletic, you can pull anything at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like your hamstrings and things like that. In them days, you didn't do that.
Yeah.
Conor, there's a bit of good news for us around the game on Wednesday, and that is that Martin Atkinson's not going to be anywhere near it. He's not in the VAR room. He's not on the pitch. Paul Tierney is going to be the referee. He refereed a couple of games ago, I think.
Oh, he's another one. They're all useless. Even the ones that... No, even the one that... that's why none of them went to the World Cup. But you've got to accept that they're all useless. And the trouble is, this VAR is not working, because at the end of the day, you've got a referee on the pitch and you've got his mate in Stockley Park, and if his mate thinks I don't want to embarrass that referee, he's going to side. It's a whole this VAR has caused more problems than anything. I'd scrap it at the end of the season. I'd scrap it because it's become a joke. And as for before, don't get me started on these water breaks. We're now having four water breaks a game. Ridiculous. It disrupts the game. It's like we've got 4 quarters now. It's like we're playing in 4 quarters. And managers doing team talks while they're having a water break. No. I hope that doesn't continue into the new season.
No, it won't. It definitely won't. It's only because it moved towards the summer.
Because it's going to ruin it. It's going to ruin, mate. Why are we having water breaks when when it's not even hot? As well.
I suppose they were brought in just to allay fears over, I suppose, summer temperatures. But you're right, the weather hasn't been great. And I suppose in hindsight, they probably would have looked at this and reevaluated it. But Conor, I want to get your thoughts really quickly on how you've seen VAR in the first season in the Premier League, mate, because the Premier League took a year out. They watched how other leagues implemented it, and they still made a bollocks of it.
It's just severely flawed. Like, yeah, we've seen it in La Liga, in Champions League, all these leagues around Europe. Not a problem. Suddenly you've seen Premier League and there's arguments about every 10 minutes. Like, why they aren't using the pitch side monitors is beyond me. Like Claude said, and like you said previously, the refs in Stockley Park don't want to embarrass their mates down on the pitch. So, like, it's a joke. Like, it doesn't work because even like when they do look at it, it's still subjective. So there's still going to be errors made. Like, it's not as clear cut as like goal line technology, which has also had its fucking faults this season with that Sheffield United instance. But like, I just see it's massive. I don't think we need to scrap it, but definitely needs to be changed massively. Like, they have to just implement it a lot better. Like, look at what La Liga and all have done. Just follow that really.
Yeah, look, gents, I'm going to leave it there, but massive thank you to Claude and to Terry for coming on. And Terry, what have you guys got coming up on the channel that you can let people know about? Obviously, we'll have a link to your channel in the description of the stream.
Yeah, no, we've got obviously the Watchalong with you guys on Wednesday. I mean, that's going to be fun to watch, but hopefully...
It will be for us, mate, I promise you.
Hopefully it won't be too much of a drumming. And like I said, I mean, I'm not really bothered about the result. But, yeah, we've got that coming up on Wednesday. We've got the semi-final game coming up on Saturday. We've got our first member stream coming up on Thursday, which we're going to be letting everyone know about that, which we're looking forward to. We've got some good ideas we want to do with our members. So, yeah, we've got that coming up. And then hopefully on Saturday we can celebrate a big win against Man City when we beat them 5-0.
Well, look, gents, I genuinely would love to see you turn over Manchester City at the weekend. I'll be watching the game. I'll probably be watching your stream. I hope that you can turn them over because I don't like Manchester City. I'm not going to make any bones about it. I think they're an oil-rich Wigan. That's how I've described them. That's how I think of them. And Claude, thank you very much, mate. I know you're a busy gent, and I appreciate you coming on. It's always lovely to catch up.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me on. And as I said, well done on winning the league. And I think you're going to win it again next year, mate. So here we go.
I hope so. And Conor, thank you very much as well, mate. And no doubt we'll have a few bits and pieces we'll be doing together soon. We've some members, pods ourselves that we need to get out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Loads of content to come. So, yeah, subscribe.
It's nice.
Video, everything now.
It's nice to meet Conor as well. Nice to meet Conor.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Claude.
That's why I actually asked them on, because I know that you guys had met Conor and I knew that he was available tonight. So I said, why don't you jump on? And for some reason, Conor lives down the country and his internet works better on StreamYard than it does on YouTube. I don't know why, but...
Don't get me started on internet, mate.
Look, gents, thank you very much for your time. If you've enjoyed the stream, ladies and gents, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, drop over to Claude's channel as well, give them a follow. Thank you very much, guys. And again, as I said, I wish you the best. I wish you no luck on Wednesday, but I wish you all the luck in the world at the weekend.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And thank you to all your kind followers and all when we come into that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
no worries. Thank you very much.
Take care, boys.
Thanks.
Cool.
Bye.
Thanks, lads. Appreciate it.